Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Reiki and Journey. My name is JJ. If you don't know who I am, I'm a shamanic energy medicine practitioner. I'm the conduit for this beautiful language that I discovered has healing properties. It sounds different for, I call them tuta. They're just these spirit beings or energy that comes through, and it's custom for whoever shows up, meaning in the physical. Like it's interesting because you'll see like sometimes it'll just sound different, the language that comes out, and that will be because somebody different is in the audience. So that's pretty cool. And the other cool thing is it works on replay too. So it's like if the person isn't in the audience currently, then they'll pick it up when the replay happens. I don't know how that is, but it is, and I love it. It gives me great joy to do this work and to offer it here. And so yeah, that's me. You'll see me do weird things with my face. That's just another way spirit comes through. I'm okay with it now, sort of. Um, and if there are, I know there's energy workers out there, but just a little tip: if you're around somebody and you find yourself like yawning a lot or coughing a lot or feeling like you need to stretch like your muscles or something, that's just a way of clearing energy for other people, or perhaps being a physical empath, which you can research that. But for me, being a physical empath, I will feel like, for instance, if I know somebody who had passed I didn't know it, but I was going into my hairdressers at the time, and their stepfather had passed away. But when I was about to go through the doors, I had this like huge wave of just pain in my sinuses. And when I went in, I asked if anybody there had any issues, and they said no. But then, as my hairdresser was cutting my hair, I found out that um, one of their close people passed away from like cancer that affected that area. And I'm like, okay, well, they're waiting outside. The energy is waiting outside your salon. So those are just those are just things that I came across. I don't know if it helps you or not, but I do know that every time I'm around my brother-in-law, I would always yawn, and I'm like, he must I think he's so boring, but he's anything but boring. He's pretty exciting, and but yeah, I don't know why I yawn. So, anyways, the reason I'm bringing that up is when I called in the Reiki energy, the bottom of my foot tightened up, and for me, it was my left foot. It was like the instep of my foot, and there was like a lot of pain there. So, if anybody is having foot issues, today might be where some energy comes through for you, and foot pain is not fun. So may all of our muscles be relaxed, right? Good morning to everybody. Richie coming through. He made me laugh at the end of last one, and now he's making me laugh at the beginning. Hello to everyone with and without a body. Such a great greeting. It cracks me up. La Luna is here. She says hello to everybody. She'll be connecting in later after their appointment. We really appreciate you, Luna. Thank you for popping in to say hello. Fogo Pogo is here. Hi, Kaylee. And Annie Bear says good morning as well. They're happy to be here. I'm happy you're here too. Are you walking, Annie? Annie, are you walking? Are you walking? Annie, are you walking? It's like a Michael Jackson song is popping into my head. And then Brenda's here. Brenda has a really interesting story about shamanic, how it just happened, kind of like me, where it's just, boom, you're going to do some shamanic stuff. So yeah, this is Brenda. Kim B is here. Hi, Kim. And I love this. I should just say hi. My name is JJ and I'm a spiritual camp counselor. Thank you, Annie. Oh my gosh, Rose Blues in Texas. Right now it's dreary where I am. It's like, actually it reminds me of some of my favorite days in Vermont on Lake Champlain. It's like hazy, wet, like it's kind of quiet and peaceful. Oh, here's this too. Pressure point base of both thumbs, palm side. Okay, it helps the sinuses. Okay, pressure point, the base of both thumbs. Okay, that's good to know. We all have post-nasal drip here. It's just something we're really good at. Cora Smith is having a heat wave. It's 41 degrees. Oh, Richie, you're the one. Thank you for hurting me with your foot pain. It's not fun. And Fogo Pogo's been having foot cramps on and off for a week, adjusting some meds, and think it's a side effect. That's very intuitive of you, Kaylee. Because the first thing I think of for me when that happens is, oh, I need to drink more water. But you took it a step further and you're like, okay, maybe it's something, the medicine. You're resting today, Annie? That's good. I know. I get to meet you. I get to meet you in the physical. It's so strange meeting people in the physical that you know. It's like, it's the coolest thing ever. And you're like, oh, you're shorter, you're taller than I thought. And it's so fun. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh my God. You know what you need to do? You need to have a comedy show, Richie. You really do. You're cracking me up. Susan is here. How's your family, Susan? How's your mom? How's your mom? That's what I'm curious about. Okay, we've got, who else do we have here? It's hollowing, Annie Bear says. Teresa Ford also thinks you're funny. Your mom's okay? How are you, Susan? Okay, so we've got the Reiki running. The Reiki is running. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm just going to do a scan, like a physical scan here. Konati numa guti. They're talking about like the energy, like that's right next to us. And it's not the right way to describe it, but like the best way I can say right now is balancing the energy that's outside of you. Like if it's too crazy right here, kind of like try putting your hand here and see if you can balance it out. It's like a cool thing that I can do with Reiki. Like for instance, if somebody was physically on my table, or if I'm doing the long distance Reiki, just imagining that their head is right here in between my hands, like outside your ear and outside the other ear, and just asking the Reiki, that universal life force, to help balance, if it's in your best and highest good, like balancing the energy. just asking it to balance the energy. And so what Tuta is saying is like it's outside of our, outside of the physical. And so they say you can play around with your hands, and you don't need to be a Reiki practitioner with energy. They're like, play around where you position your hands. Is it outward? Does it stretch? And it's almost as if when we balance the stuff, like if it's possible, of course it's possible, they say anything is possible. They're kind of yelling at me. Okay. And they're also talking about how sometimes we can feel like that suffocating energy, and just kind of knowing it's not ours. Like if you were in, almost like if you're in a closet, and but you don't know, like you're in a this like small space, and they're like, if you ever feel like you're locked, like you're locked in something, they're like, it's okay because you always have the key. You always have the key. And just kind of ask, like, why do I feel like this feeling of being locked into something? You may know the reason, and you may like never know the reason, but it's tiakona. There is a purpose to it, and the good thing is knowing that you have the key. You are the key, but it's also give yourself a break, and just be where you are. We don't always have to be doing something. And we don't always have to understand things. That would be, they're saying that would be exhausting if we had if we knew everything about every reason. And they're likening it to, you might get frustrated. Excuse me. You might get frustrated when you're trying to be on time for something, and you can't find your shoes, or you can't find your keys, and you're like, you're frustrated. But further down your day, because you were delayed a few minutes, maybe you missed out on like a car accident, or maybe running into somebody you didn't want to at the store, or and you may never know. It's interesting when there is an accident on your way to work and you're like, oh, I would have been in that. But there's a lot of times when we don't know. So it's not like that is always the case. But they just want me to say that. So, hi, green-eyed girl. Welcome. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Rose blue. Exactamente. Okay. Core Smith needs to balance their left tush. Okay. What if we play? Let's play. Let's play and do something. Let's play with water. Okay, so I actually have a glass of water, but you can always imagine that there's a glass of water or whatever you have around you. If you don't have a glass of water, you could always do like a plant. Just pick something, whether it's physically there or not physically there. And rub your hands together. Do the friction, clap your hands if you want to. I'm not going to clap my hands because it'll come through the speaker. But you can go ahead and clap your hands if you want to get that energy going. And if you feel like when you're doing this project and you might need to like rub your hands together again, that's fine. Ooh, so whatever object it is, do you feel your hands? I call it like ginger ale. I feel like the bubbles. So you can put it around something. And we just ask that teach us how to balance things. See if we get anything about balancing the item in front of us. Either balancing or energizing what's in between. See if you just kind of move around it and see if you can feel the difference between just the energy here on the sides or the other way. And it's just a way to play. And if you don't get anything, that's perfectly fine too. Maybe just rub your hands together and just feel the energy and stretch it, play around. See if you can like feel like a ball in between your hands of energy or stretching it. It's just a really fun way to tap into your awesomeness. Another exercise that they want us to play around with is the room. A lot of, you need permission. It's better when you have permission when you want to work on somebody, like say in your house right now or in your office or somebody that's standing next to you in the grocery store. Maybe it's the clerk, maybe it's whatever. Just you can't really ask permission like all the time, but if you feel something in the room that you're in, let's just work on the energy of the room because that could influence or help somebody that's in the room. So we'll just do the energy work again. Picture a room or the room that you're in. A lot of times a room will have 4 corners. So and just close your eyes and think about the 4 corners of the room that you're going to be working with. And just asking the energy to, why don't we just ask the energy to clear as if we're dusting and clearing. And there may be a window in this room. If there's not, just make an opening in this room because this is us being playful and just have like this rush of air, bring out the dust, bring out the stagnant energy. Pa titi, and they're like, it's good if you have, and the opening on the other side too, so the fresh air comes in, it takes out the dusted air. Kutana, 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 and just kind of flushing that room with clear, beautiful energy. Some of you work with colors, so you could also have this be a color. Like I know some of you like to use the pink light. You can have that pink light kind of come in and sanitize what you just did or infuse an infusement into the room of this just beautiful pink is such a beautiful color too, because like rose quartz is heart based. And you can also ask your helpers, um, your guides or um, ancestors or whatnot, if they would like to place things in the four corners as gifts or as a tool. Like I see somebody placing like round rocks stacked in each corner on top of each other, just like a beautiful Zen nature feeling in a room. You can even play around and bring in something that you love the feeling or smell, excuse me, smell of. Excuse me. And they are saying that those we are like the conduits for those things. Like if you think about something that you love the smell of, the scent of, or the feeling of. Like for me, I love when I go outside and it hasn't snowed yet, but I can smell like the process of it about to snow, and it's like that has a feeling for me, and so it's like you're almost the conduit of that. Like you experience it, and then you your energy kind of goes out, which is like channeling in a way. And they're like, this can go the other way too. It's just like when you have those like things where you're just like, you know, it goes all sorts of ways. Mm. Yeah, Annie Bear's talking about the love, the smell of lilacs and cedar. Cora definitely feels and smells snow. Annie Bear, pink light gives my hands something to do, somehow to channel my love through. Yeah. Yep. And Richie says, silly one, you are always in balance. Your perception of being out of balance has to do with the experience that you are to learn from. That's awesome. I love it. I love it when they do that with us. Like, duh. Hi, Leah. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're playing around with energy. Just reading some of the comments above. They're funny. Okay, so that was just a few things. They say that that is um, really good lessons for today. Tutama papati tokuma. And now they're like, gather, children. Ko ano tomati toku shnatatanana shtitano ye tiawa. Gather. Ku ama pakonajni ka titama mashnitawa shiwati. So as we gather, they're like, if we gather, and we're quiet, they're like, the other ones will come too. Anopato shna kiama ye tiana come patuto no noshni come panu. As we gather, we put our hands on the earth or in the air or wherever you feel them, and we just like put that pink light that Annie was talking about, or that something that you love, into the earth or into the air as we quietly gather. Feeling our bodies relax and relaxing even further. Feeling that energy in our feet. Kuta nana ye. Seeing the muscles in our feet relaxing and stretching, getting everything that they need. Tutano, if it's rest, they get rest. If it's overstretched, tutitana ye tamakushtitana pana hukana yewa. Working on the toes, in between the toes, the outside of the toes, the tip of the toes. Ti 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 ta na 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 katiawa 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 katiawa. The top of the foot. Makuti makuti. Tano Pashna. How dare we forget about this part of us? We don't always think about the top part of our foot. So sensitive when we bump it. Mama tu papa no tiaba. And they say that the energy of the group is balancing our feet, energizing our feet with the earth, balancing it with the earth. As if we're as if we're like an electric toothbrush and this is the base that charges us up is the earth. And then we go further into the earth to the rivers and the streams that are unseen, that are under the earth, and we balance to that water as well. And then going even further to the rocks, the stones, the crystals that are in the earth. Saying hello to that with our energy, balancing with that, getting charged. It's not so easy being above the ground, they say. It's not so easy. You're so brave. You're exposed to so many things above the ground. And here it's like a hug and it's muffled, and sometimes there's creaks and groans, and sometimes other things happen, but it happens like in not so often. And above the earth, we are above the ground. Um, we are brave to be here, they say. And sending our love and gratitude into those things as well. Thank you for existing. Thank you for being there. Thank you for visiting with us today. And that love and gratitude, just these waves of it coming out of our group that has gathered here today. And Prince is here, and it's just like, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today for this thing called life. Titanuka, 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 yay. Tamushna tiawa, and coming back into your own heart space. Coming right back, knowing that you might have a bigger smile on your face than you did before. And loving, I just love this playful time with you and Tuta. Everybody go listen to Prince, Michael Jackson and Prince. All right, you guys go have the best day, and I will see you further on down the river. Bye, everybody.